สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning. Welcome to Morning Thailand of the November 25th, 2013. I am Tulip Naksampok.
And I'm Thananapat Noivien. Good morning. And of course, today is one of the biggest days that we
Yes.
have to keep a close watch on the political activities of the anti-government protesters. Yesterday we've seen the biggest turnout ever.
Yes, yesterday if you watch the news or Twitter, social medias, you will see all these pictures from aerial view and such
Yes, of
reported from
course.
various media that there were so many people everywhere, and it's even spilled over from the main venue.
Of course, and we talk about that later, but before we go to the first news today, November the 25th, Kuntulip, today is one of the global day that we recognized the attempt to stop violence against women, the International Day to eliminate violence against women. The day was created back in 1999 by the UN General Assembly to raise awareness on the fact that women around the world are subject to rape, domestic violence, and other forms of abuses. So various organizations will carry out activities or the campaigns in order to support the day. This is one of the interesting facts here. The statistics of the UN in 2012 revealed that Thailand ranked number 2 of the list of countries where women accept abuse.
Oh.
And they refuse to report to police or take any legal action
Right.
against the abuser.
Well, that is some kind of stunning statistic.
Yeah, right? Stunning
we ranked number
fact,
2,
right?
and most of the time it's another issue that we barely recognize or barely talk about it in the media.
We've seen a lot of cases in the news, but that's shocking news here. So it seems that the way that we shape the attitudes of people or the behavior of people as the way to eliminate the number of cases here in Thailand and around the world as well. So we still have to see whether any campaigns or activities could take place today. But starting off first with the atmosphere from the border between Thailand and Cambodia, following the reports that over the weekend a number of tourists visiting the Mor E-Daeng Cliff in the Provincial National Park in Songkhla province has drastically increased over the weekend. This particular site is located in the Kantaralak district of Songkhla province, and it had been closed since November the 4th ahead of the International Court of Justice ruling on the land dispute between Thailand and Cambodia. It was reopened soon after the November the 11th. Since then, the park officers revealed that they've seen an increasing number of tourists visiting the area. So from the Mor E-Daeng Cliff, the tourists can see the Provincial Temple, and in recent years, some Thai demonstrators have staged a rally there in order to protest against the Cambodian side, who claim the right on some part of the 4.6 square kilometers joint development area. Officers believe that a surge of tourists over the weekend would stem from the reason that they want to witness the beautiful scenery for themselves after hearing or reading a lot of this story in the news, and part of it was that they have become more confident in the safety measures in the area. Kun Saksit Polasap Siri, the Provincial National Park chief, said that in recent weeks they've welcomed up to 1,000 tourists on weekend alone, and this is a good time that travelers or tourists should visit the park because the weather was really nice and the temperature in the morning has dropped to 15 centimeters. The Mor E-Daeng Cliff is located 500 meters from the sea level, so you can enjoy the fresh air and the scenic atmosphere. Now, the situation has quite returning to normalcy.
That's nice.
After the International Court of Justice ruling, trade has become normal, and a lot of people have been visiting the area since then.
And hopefully it will stay peaceful the way it is.
Until there's an official talk between Thai and Cambodian side. So we still, if anyone want to go to Songkhla province, this is one of the famous and popular tourist destination right now.
talking about traveling, as we report that the train service to the south have been disrupted due to the flood, and there was in the news over the weekend that most of the train routes is actually back to its normal schedule. So especially the one in the Nakhon Si Thammarat province that Hat Yai News Center in Hat Yai has reported that all the trains scheduled to and from Nakhon Si Thammarat is now back to normal after the flood situation is getting better, both Bangkok to Nakhon Si Thammarat and the local route. Before that, we reported that the Ban Khon Hat station and Chouat station has to stop its services just because of the flood itself. But there is also another 2 trains that still parked at Chumphon province, which is the number 35 Bangkok Butterworth and number 169 Bangkok Yala province due to the flood situation in Chumphon. So we'll say that the longer route to the south in Nakhon Si Thammarat seems like you can just travel as normal now, but all in all, we advise you to actually try to check the schedule first before you make a trip, because I believe that the situation probably changes every day. If there is no more rain, all the route will be back to normal soon. But as the current situation, most of the train route is back to normal, except for some part that have to go through Chumphon province. That one is still closed. So just check the schedule before you make a trip.
But seriously, this is not a good time to visit the down south, right? Due to the flood situation and the weather condition there. So if you have to visit the area, just check not just the transportation services, but also the weather conditions, the area, if you can access or get the accommodation.
Right. So if the flood is so bad until the train have to stop the service, so I would assume that you shouldn't drive around the area too.
No.
So yes, just check with the local, check with the meteorological department what's going on down there.
Yes, of course. Now moving on to other provinces in Loei province, on Saturday morning around 10 a.m. there was a group of 1,000 Hmong tribesmen that had reportedly gathered in Tu Khaw village of Dan Sai district in Loei province in order to submit a letter to the governor of Loei province asking him and authority to bring them justice. The tribesmen revealed that for generations they had lived on the land in Pu Ki Thao or the Ki Thao Cliff, which had been passed on from their ancestors since 1982. However, the area covers 6,000 rights of land in 3 provinces, Phitsanulok, Phetchabun, and Loei. A few years ago, the Region 3 Army had taken the land back and declared part of it a natural park, causing them to lose the areas to live and being evicted from their own land. You have to know that the tribesmen did not have the proper or legal evidence or even any land deeds to live on any land, because they are not legal citizens of Thailand. But however, they had been living in the area in Thailand for generations. Like this group, they said that since 1982, for it's almost like 60 years. So after being evicted from their land, some of them had been arrested on charges of land encroachment when they had entered the area just to hunt or just to for their own businesses. So Kun Virot Jiwarangsam, the governor of Loei province, had met with the protesters and received the letter. He also assured them that they would contact the related agencies in order to tackle this problem as soon as possible, because this is one of the problems that had stemmed for quite a long time. And in recent years, we've seen a group of Hmong tribesmen or other tribal people come out to voice their concern upon the relating to the land deeds and also the charges that has been brought against them.
So move on to another news. we'll go back to the southern part of Thailand. There was a report over the weekend of the insurgent attack again in Songkhla province. The only one positive thing that come out of this is there is no one killed, but 4 special task force officials were injured from the roadside bomb attack. These group of special task force were actually on the way of the shift change to guard the mosque. The bomb attack happened in Thousand Hmongs sub-district, Tepa district of Songkhla province, near the Nikom Tepa flea market. They believe that the bomb was detonated by the phone signal nearby, and after that the EOD unit has went in and just to check, just to make sure there is no any other bomb hidden around to hurt any more officials around the area. But this is just another incident that's happened. It seems like it's a routine now.
Yes.
When
it's like daily occurrence.
Yes, and this is shift changed, normal schedule, broad daylight. When they were, and there are also civilians in the area because it's near the flea market. Good thing there were no one else injured. So this 4 official is now at the hospital, and they are all reported to be in stable conditions.
Oh, good Lord. So we wish you a very speedy recovery, and hopefully we'll not have to report this kind of incidents. I couldn't say again.
Yeah, hopefully it will be less and less to report about. Not that we don't want to talk about it, but hopefully the situation gets better soon.
All right, with that we're taking a short break, but up next we'll still have reports on several criminal cases and also the reports on the weather conditions down south.
Stay tuned.